Hi, this is Courtney Hurt of the VCU women's basketball team. Thanks for joining me for Thoughtful Thursdays on VCUathletics.com.
We appreciate those of you tuning in on VCUathletics.com for this week's edition of our Thoughtful Thursdays live chat. Just a reminder, if you'd like to pose a follow-up or ask a new question, you can click on the Cover It Live link on our website. We'll do our best to get to as many questions as possible. Courtney, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Mitchell.
Before we get started, Courtney, I want you to take a second and reflect on what you accomplished on the court last year. You led the nation in rebounding and double-doubles, ranked second in the NCAA in scoring. You were an All-American selection. You set 7 VCU single-season records, 3 more CAA single-season records, and you became one of 17 players in NCAA history to have 25 or more double-doubles in a season. Reflect for a second on what you were able to accomplish last year.
All that was just a testament of my hard work put in the summer before the season, and opportunity was knocking this season because of the loss of D'Angelo Moss and Keita Wilder and the other seniors. So it was time for me to step up, and that's what I did. Just worked harder. Met up with Tim Contos, a strength and conditioning coach, and just worked hard. And what I've done, I can't believe I've done it, actually. So I'm just humbled by it and want to continue my success on the court.
Our next question comes from Aaron in Hanover, and he wants to know, of all the records you broke last year, which one means the most to you?
I would say double-doubles because my coach stressed, rebounding, and the points was just, a plus when I was a freshman. And she told me my sophomore year, I believe, that I should be a double-double machine. So, I'm making the coach happy with that record. So.
I think you had 25 double-doubles in the 31 games you played. 19 times you had 20 points and 10 rebounds, a 20-20 game thrown in there. So I think I would agree with you on that one. Yeah. Maria from Midlothian says you've been invited to attend the USA World University Games team trials in Colorado Springs this summer. What was that experience like, and can you talk about the talent that you faced?
It was a great experience. Going into it, I was a little nervous, of course, because kids from power teams like Tennessee, Miami, Florida State, all over, and I've never played against that level competition. So being there was a lot of fun. I met a lot of new people. That's the biggest thing, and I felt like I could play with them, and I could fit in with their style of play and their level. It just has made me want to work harder so I can continue.
Alex from Richmond says VCU will have 5 new faces on the team next year, including 4 freshmen. What advice would you give to those newcomers?
Trust me, I'm on them right now, and the advice I tell them is just to work hard. To be honest with you, we have a strong, senior class coming back, but we can't do it by ourselves, and I've told them that, and we're really working hard. But the best advice I could give them was to just, manage their time wisely. Time management is big, whether you're a student athlete or not. So managing their time is, my advice to them.
Ron from Richmond writes, as a freshman, you were part of VCU's first ever appearance in the NCAA tournament. What would it mean to you to finish your career here at VCU with another trip to the tourney?
It would be amazing. That's the goal. That and winning the NCAA championship, because that's never been done here. But when I was a freshman, NCAA, I really didn't understand the significance of it. But now it's my personal goal to get back there.
Tanya from Atlanta wants to know, with all the success you had last year, what's the biggest lesson that you learned?
Biggest lesson that I've learned? Never take anything for granted. Just like the Towson game. I mean, they're like one of the worst teams in the league. Well, they were. I'm not calling them out or anything, but they were one of the worst teams in the league, and we went down there, away game, and we relaxed, and we got butts kicked. So.
Rob from Ashland asks, were there anything in particular that you focused on this offseason in improving your game?
This offseason, I've been playing the three guard all summer long, and pickup and guarding AB. That's a big plus for me because it's a hard transition from the 4 to the 3. So I'm playing against the best guard in the CAA, hands down. So that's what I've been working on, along with my ball handling and three-point shooting.
Allison from Chester asks, growing up, who are your biggest sports idols, and did you look up to any one particular player?
I love Kobe Bryant, so I'll go with him. And on the women's side, I really like Candace Parker. And right now, I really like Candace Dupree. So that's my idols.
Jason from Henrico says, you've been a part of the CAA's all-academic team the last 2 seasons. What is the secret behind balancing academics and your basketball schedule, and by extension, being successful in both areas?
Just time management. Like I said earlier, just managing your time wisely. And me, school is important to me. So I major in accounting here, and it's very rigorous. And my accounting buddies ask me how I do it, and it's just hard work. Staying up late, and sometimes that means going to a library after a game and staying up 2 or 3 in the morning and waking up at 7 because you have a test at 8. So it's just a lot of hard work, and finding people in the classroom that you can count on. You miss school because of basketball, or you need help, study groups. That helps as well.
Jennifer from Midlothian writes, tell us about your pregame routine. What does it involve?
I just listen to music with my teammates, and I'm not really a hype person, but my teammates dig it, so I jump up and down, listen to music. But I just focus on the game plan and prepare to execute.
Amy from Petersburg wants to know, who is the toughest player you've ever played against?
Toughest player. Give me a second on that one. Toughest player.
Was there anybody from the camp this summer that would be in that category?
USA. Honestly, I would have to go with Jandra Moss in practice. Going against her, every day in practice, that was tough. So she's so physical and big, and when I was a freshman, it was bad. So I'll go with her.
Tony from Richmond asks, when you're not playing at the Siegel Center, where's your favorite place to play on the road?
On the road, I like to play at Georgia State because my family's there. We have more fans in Georgia State, so I love playing there.
Now, from an atmospheric standpoint, went down to Old Dominion, beat them there the last 2 years. Talk about going on the road in a place like that where you've got 2,000 people there in an environment where they're used to winning, and you beat them on the road.
For some reason, we were really focused when we played against ODU, and we hit some shots, some easy layups, we get our momentum going, and it's just like playing at home. We get comfortable, we high five. When we control tempo, I think that's what helps us.
Paula from DC says, of all that you've accomplished last year, what was your most memorable moment on the court this past season?
I would say most memorable moment. I would say beating Hofstra at home because we were struggling. We just got our tails whipped by JMU by 20 the game before, and chemistry wasn't the best. And that game was the game we all came together, and I think that's when we turned things around. So I say the Hofstra game.
Warren from Richmond asks, what's something that people would be surprised to know about you?
I like to play video games, and I really enjoy the stock market. So,
being a business major in accounting, talk a little bit more about the business side of things and how you enjoyed keeping track of your stocks and maybe what you want to do after you finish playing basketball.
Well, the stock market started with my professor in accounting, 203. He always talked about it, and we would check his stocks before class. That's just what he did, and he's making money, so I want to make money too. But right now I'm playing the penny stocks. It's more like a gamble, like high risk, high reward. But I'm learning, taking some classes, reading charts, candles, and all that. So I'm still learning. But as far as accounting, I really don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Just doing it because I want to do something in business. And my parents, they own and operate McDonald's restaurants in Georgia, so maybe I can, jump on the bandwagon too.
There you go. Dana from Chesterfield wants to know, what is your favorite thing to do off the court?
I really like to sleep, watch Netflix. So.
Andrew from Richmond writes, what's the best advice that you've been given during your playing career?
I would say to work hard, to have a hard work ethic. Coming in as a freshman, you know, big transition from high school to college. So you just have to work hard.
Shayna from Mechanicsville says, after your basketball career is finished, and we just talked about this, what do you see yourself doing?
Like my college career, hopefully playing professionally, whether it's the WNBA or overseas. Then after that, you know, get into the business world.
Lynn from Midlothian asks, what class are you most looking forward to taking this semester?
None of them. Between tax accounting, advanced cost accounting, real estate, and government, I mean, I would guess advanced cost accounting because I did good in cost accounting.
And our last question comes from Jessica in Richmond, and she wants to know, what's your favorite thing about VCU?
The family atmosphere, you know, coaches have my back, my teammates have my back, and Richmond grew on me. It grew on me a little bit. Wasn't used to the big city and, you know, everything it has to offer. But I really enjoy it, and I made a great decision in coming here.
We're just about out of time, but before we conclude today's live chat, I'd like to put Courtney in the hot seat with a series of rapid-fire questions. So Courtney, give us the first thing that comes to mind. What's the last song played on your iPod?
Soulja Boy, some song by Soulja Boy.
Favorite sport other than basketball?
Tennis.
Favorite place to play in the CAA?
VCU.
Favorite TV show?
Weeds.
Last movie you saw?
Knocked Up.
Droid or iPhone?
iPhone.
Facebook or Twitter?
Twitter.
Chipotle or Qdoba?
Qdoba.
Favorite late night snack?
Little rice cakes.
Okay.
Cheddar cheese.
And finally, Courtney, your favorite warm-up song?
Anything Soulja Boy.
That concludes this week's edition of our Thoughtful Thursdays live chat on VCUathletics.com. I'd like to again thank everyone for tuning in, and especially Courtney Hurt for being our guest this week. Be sure to visit VCUathletics.com through the remainder of the summer as we continue our Thoughtful Thursday series. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll talk to you next Thursday.